Creation's Journey to Life, Day 61, Ascension. Watch the documentaries The Trap, The Century of the Self, and Psy-War for context. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to not realize that Ascension emerged as the development of the self-interested ego, as an attempt to be the equal of Jesus without understanding what the living word is that Jesus represented. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to not realize that in the pursuit of happiness as self-interest, the development of spiritual consumerism was the next step for the system of profit to take, as spiritual profit as ascension is the next best thing since sliced bread. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to not realize that ascension ended like a multiple fast food franchise on the shelves of the mind to be sold to as many as possible, creating the new group of spiritual millionaires feeding on the earth in total abandonment of responsibility toward life on earth. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to not realize that the creation of the ascension body and the ascended master entities are a physical process of meditation that takes time to become embodied as the visualized memories till it automatically produces the state of feelings from which the ego can feed to claim validation of the whole force, without any know how as to how such bodies are actually part of the flesh, using just the mind experience with the vision that the physical programming produce to claim that ascension is real. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to not realize that if one is spirit, you will in fact be able to leave the body in any breath at any time. But if you are trapped in the body, you will only be able to train the body to produce the visions and experiences and feelings without being able to cross-reference if any of it actually exists outside your perception. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to not realize that what cannot be seen is the actual way the mind and body interacts, as all that the enlightened can see is the reflection that comes from that which produces the energy, which is the physical substance, most of it which the human eye cannot see and the human science cannot measure as yet. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to not realize that there will be no ascension. It is just a consumer product that makes some rich and keeps the rest from sorting out life on earth. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to not realize that unless I study all the destiny material in detail, I will not get out of my self-created trap in the mind. I commit myself to show that ascension is derived from sources long ago, with the emphasis placed on the superhero part and not on the practical living part. I commit myself to show that spiritual consumerism is the fake positive world that fly in the face of reality of poverty, suffering, and war on earth. I commit myself to show that for any person to actually rebirth and recreate the physical body to life as the living word will take daily committed application with support for a minimum of 14 years. For context on the time frames, read all the blogs and listen to all the videos of destiny. I commit myself to show that all visualizations, dreams, and visions and energy experiences are always created by the self-interested ego and do not form part of the real living being, which is living flesh and self. I commit myself to show that there is nothing greater and more miraculous than life on earth as the flesh, and that once this is understood, the actual unknown will become known. I commit myself to assist those proven self-honest to see for themselves what is really here. I commit myself to show that organic robots as minds easily influenced, as the mechanics of body and mind, is not understood and are but slaves to energy, drug addicts, in fact. I commit myself to show that time will also show that no ascension will ever take place and no savior will ever come. We are alone, here, responsible for life, and will in the last breath on earth face the final test as to what we allowed on earth as who we accepted ourselves to be. I commit myself to support those that support themselves in self-honesty to return to life eternal.